the staple food in Uganda, the starch, is matoke. When you peel it, it's very difficult because if you don't oil your hands become purple and they sometimes swell up and hurt. So you have to oil your hands, which makes it tricky to peel. And don't stab yourself, be very careful. And then you have to soak it in lemon water. Now that the matoke is properly soaked and a lot of the starch has come off, it's been in lemon for about an hour and a bit. I'm just going to boil it. The nuts we used to use in Uganda, what we call ground nuts, are these. They've got their skin on. So when you make the sauce, it's this lovely colour. It's a kind of mixture of this and turmeric. So it's quite a rich colour of the tropics. You don't peel the skin off because people believe all the nutrition is in the skin. So you can get them now, or you can use monkey nuts and get those out. And then you have to very gently roast them, which I did earlier, for about 15 minutes in a very low oven. Now I'm just going to whisk them, but I'm not going to make them into powder because that just makes it really stodgy, and matoke is quite starchy. So it's just going to be sort of half done, so there's still little bits there. I'm doing the metoke sauce now, the groundnut sauce. I put in, or maybe even 1.5 tablespoons of rapeseed or vegetable oil. Okay, and you do what you do in so many other recipes. You cook, you fry chopped onions in the oil. For about 6 minutes. And then I'll add some ginger, crushed ginger, spices, tomatoes, just chopped tomatoes from a tin, and let that thicken, let that kind of become a proper sauce. Then add the ground nuts, and maybe just a tiny bit. This isn't necessary, but I've discovered that it's quite nice to mix the two nut sauces. I sometimes add a little bit, maybe a couple of tablespoons of coconut milk. I'm going to chuck the tomato in now, the whole tin. So the onions and tomatoes are kind of mellowing together. I'm going to add some fresh chilies, not all together because you never know how hot they are, and if they're not hot enough I can add some more. And then my spices. You add quite a lot of turmeric, even more of this Danajiro cumin coriander mix. I'm not going to put any chili powder because I want to see how this chili powder is. And just a wee bit of the garam masala. You don't want to overpower it with cloves, but it'll be just nice to catch the palate a bit. And then the secret. You can now buy in Asian stores cubes of crushed ginger and garlic. So it just saves so much time. And you take them out. I want quite a lot of ginger in here, so I put in a whole, that's about a teaspoon and a half, that lot. You can also get garlic, but I'm not going to put garlic into this dish. I want to make it a bit gingery and lemony. And then what I'm going to do is put in quite a lot of the semi kind of ground nuts. You can see they're still quite bitty, so you'll be able to chew into them. That's the idea, because the matoke is soft and starchy and you want something with a bit of bite. So this goes in quite a lot, and then I cover it and let it cook. You can add as much as you like or as little as you like. I really love the texture and the taste of it. Now I'm going to cover it and let it cook for about 5 minutes, and then add a bit of water, some lime juice and the metoke, and then cook it for another 5-10 minutes, and it's done. So now the boiled metoke, the bananas, are added to this with a bit of salt, and I'm going to put quite a lot of lime juice. And a little bit of water. It'll cook for about, I'll leave it in there slowly cooking for about 10 minutes. So it's the bananas are cooked, but you want them a little bit more mushy. You know, so the ground nuts are a good contrast. And I will add a little bit of coconut milk, just a bit. So that was about 3 tablespoons, and it'll add an even nicer, more sophisticated taste.